I saw a great idea on the internet. Rain gutter racetracks. It's such a simple idea, so I wanted to build a very simple stand for my basement rain gutter racetrack. I know a toddler who has a bunch of Hot Wheels and balls and all kinds of things that'll take advantage of this racetrack. So, the first thing we do is head to the scrapwood pile, find some pieces and bits that we can use. I wanted something small, simple, and light, so I ripped my stock to 3/4 by 3/4. This is a great project to use up all those scrap bits that aren't big enough for anything else. As always, be careful and use push sticks. Now we need to cut our pieces to length. The uprights will be 24 inches, so I set my stops. I always like to cut a clean end and then cut my parts to length. For the short pieces, my length stop doesn't reach, so I use a pencil and mark it right on the miter saw for the 5-inch cuts that I want. If you look carefully, you can see I've done this quite a bit for varied dimensions. Now we just have to keep repeating till we get all our parts cut. Just to reinforce the thin pieces, I'm making corner blocks and cutting at 45 degrees to reinforce the uprights. This will be used by a toddler, so it will get a little rough use. I don't want overkill, but I want it to survive normal wear and tear. I want to sand all the edges because this will be used by young kids, and we don't want any splinters. It's got to be good feel to the touch. And with all projects, you have to pay the piper and sand, sand, sand. And now for assembly. You know I always believe in pre-drilling. So, one little tip is to start your screws and get the point just to protrude through the end. Then when you put it up to your mating part, it'll stick. That little point will help hold it in position when you screw the rest in. You can see I use layout lines to make sure I get everything balanced and even. Simple screws are enough for this assembly. And now for the corner blocks, which will make this much stronger. Here's another tip. When drilling at a steep angle, I always start and make a little divot with the drill bit perpendicular to the piece. Then once you got the little start, then you can raise it up to your steep angle and it won't skate off. This little tip will save you a lot and improve the quality of your assemblies. Don't over torque or you'll split like I just did. I backed the screw out, put a little CA in and a clamp and re-screwed it back in. This will work for this purpose. I'm not building fine furniture today. Well, now let's test our stand to the garage where the gutter is. But a word of warning. One of the pieces of gutter I got a paper cut from, so I took a file and went over all of the edges just to make sure it's child safe. That looks good. We have to do what we can to make everything better. Now for the test drive. I have a toddler coming over this weekend, and he will have a blast. And so will I. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and ring the bell. I appreciate you watching the Johnsonville Woodworker.